Hi, welcome to the YouTube channel. I'm going to talk about graphite pencils and supplies. So you can buy a solid piece of graphite. It's really kind of handy to have every once in a while. And it comes in different types of forms as well as the pencils. And this is a 2B pencil. You can also get it like a pencil, but it's solid and it's covered in plastic, which is also nice to have. So here's a scale, and you can buy a ton of different pencils if you want. I start at 6B. I don't go past 9B. It's too soft and dark, and B is soft and dark, and I don't go past 2H or 4H because it's really hard and light, and 5H, 6H to 9H is just too hard. So tons of different companies that you can buy from, and I like regular pencils. I use them quite often. They can be soft, they can be an HB, they can be a 2B, so check those out before you buy some too. 2B is the best pencil. I can't emphasize that enough to start off with. So this helps it elongate it if you have a really small pencil. And I prefer the metal sharpener. It really works. You can get whatever you want though. There's tons of different types of erasers. All of them are handy to have. I like the kneaded eraser. I use that a lot. It's pretty soft and you can mold it. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit. And it cleans it as you play with it. I have no idea how, but I think that's kind of cool. So here's a 2B. I'm going to make a little chart, and do this with all your pencils. Just because I have a few, I'm going to do this. So it slowly lighten it, and it really kind of helps you get a feel and a visual for your pencils as to how dark they can be. Another interesting thing is that the 6B pencil can kind of get grainy, and so it helps to use like an HB on top of that later on. Alright, so here's an HB. It's in the middle, H and light. And I like this pencil a lot. People tend to use this the most because it's really crisp. And then you have a 2H, and that's hard and light. You can have an H as well, even an F. F is kind of in the middle, like the HB. It's just an odd one. So if you start off using the 2H, it will kind of create a rut. I think you might see your paper, it kind of scratches your paper. I really don't recommend starting that off with a HB or 2H, and when you cover it with a 6B, you might see that it covered it with a rut. So the 2B is soft enough for you to get started with. That's just what I'm trying to show you. Alright, so yeah, these are enough pencils to have, but if you have more, that's always awesome. So here's the eraser. Shape it, and then you're going to go ahead and slice it across, and it can pull out lights, like, you know, a highlight in the hair. It can also really gently erase, which is really helpful too. I like it. So this is a blending stump. It helps blend, and I use the whole angle. If you use the tip only, it can kind of smash it. There's a number 1 and a number 2. You can buy other sizes too. It doesn't really seem to matter. And it blends it really nicely. I like to take a tissue, wrap it around my finger, and then blend a whole large area and smooth everything out. But that's what I like to do. I find it really effective. So what else is there? There's ebony, which is a sketching pencil. You can buy a sketching pencil. They're kind of like a 6B pencil, maybe even darker than that. You can buy watercolor pencils, which are water soluble, and when you apply it to the paper, all you need to do is add a brush to it, and it will kind of become like watercolors. I think that's kind of cool. A lot of people use that for sketching. So Bristol is my favorite paper. It's 100 pounds. It's nice and smooth. There's a lot of different types of drawing papers. Look for 70 to 90 pounds. But thank you so much for tuning in, liking, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Enjoy graphite.